You're listening to KYST 89.3, The Bowl. The Bowl. And now time for South Tucson Youth Football. Simulcast on AM 1400, The Ground. And on South Tucson Local Access Channel 22.
Oh, man.
Good evening, everybody. It is Monday night. It is, it's Monday evening over here in South Tucson on the West Coast Pacific time. But it is time for South Tucson Monday night youth football. My name is Brian. This is KYST. And we've got a big game for you tonight. It is going to be, there it is, one of the remaining undefeated teams, Moist Adventures Indoor Water Park, sitting at 3-0, starting their conference play up against a tough opponent, the 2-1 1-800-BUY-A-DAD. BUY-A-DAD were a strong team last season, so that's going to be a tough battle for them. Moist Adventures, again, one of the remaining undefeated teams. Not a lot of undefeated teams. Started out 3-0 and survived their first week of conference play. But again, it's rivalry week. Every game matters, and of course, these especially matter. 2-1 opponent BUY-A-DAD. Not going to go easily for Moist Adventures. We'll have to see how that is. But of course, it's rivalry week, so they're playing for a prestigious trophy, and they are playing, of course, for the Mismatched set of NBA Bobbleheads featuring players from at least 11 different teams and spanning 12 seasons. That storied rivalry of the Mismatched set of NBA Bobbleheads featuring players from at least 11 different teams and spanning 12 seasons. So we're going to go ahead and take a look and see how this played out last year. I'm going to have to double check to see if these teams even played each other last year. Make sure that happened because... Oh, well, it had to have because, yeah, we had the... Let's see. Yes, Moist Adventures got the win in this one in emphatic fashion. A Week 5 victory, 45-14 over 1-800-BUY-A-DAD. They were cruising in that game, and we'll see if they are able to... They were actually the only, they represented the only conference loss for 1-800-BUY-A-DAD, but 1-800-BUY-A-DAD ended up being the 2 seed in the postseason tournament, and they lost to Big Paul's in the opening, in their first game. Anyway, let's head over to Star Watch. It's this season, so let's talk about that one. Star Watch brought to you by Wall-to-Wall Salve. Don't be a salve, not be a salve. If you need an ointment, cream, or paste, better call Salve. Sponsors of the number 28 Dodge Stratus in the Diddler Cup Racing Series, driven by Ennio Sparini. Go Salve. And there you see the star players for Moist Adventures Indoor Water Park. On the right, that is defensive back Lazarus. Tight end Whole Lotta Love. And their star quarterback Spencer Gifts. On the other side of that football, we have Bobby Dumpkins, the outside linebacker for 1-800-BUY-A-DAD. In the middle, that is running back, precarious situation. And he didn't make a picture day, but they also have a star wide receiver, Nuggets Malone. So let us know who you think is going to win. If you have a clever sign in support of the home team here at the at the Muni for Moist Adventures, go ahead and let us know what your clever sign says. Try to keep it PG. It's pretty known for that. The clever one making the legs as the goalpost and making them spread. That's vulgar and clever at the same time. Although making the football come out of it is a little unnecessary. I get you're going for the ping pong ball trick, but let's just go down to the Muni. You are looking live in Municipal Field number 28. For our special Monday night attraction here in South Tucson Arizona. It's 1-800-BUY-A-DAD, the away team, sitting at 2-1, opening up their Child Services Conference season against undefeated Moist Adventures Indoor Water Park. They are receiving, going right to left on your radio dial in their orange helmets and jerseys with the light blue pants. They are the home team, and that is Spencer Gifts taking the field, number 5, the quarterback for Moist Adventures. They'll start things off at the 39, 1-800-BUY-A-DAD in blue helmets, white away jerseys, and green pants. Spencer Gifts from the shotgun, and that is batted down on the first play from scrimmage. If you like to see a team throw the football a lot, then the CSC is going to be your and the CSC is going to be your conference. They are a very fast conference. They like to call a lot of plays. 3rd and 5 right now, and Spencer Gift takes a huge drop back and is sacked. So it's 4th and 16, and 1-800-BUY-A-DAD smothering them on defense to force a punt on the opening drive. The CSC known for being a very fast, high energy, high scoring conference. Get a lot of plays off in a little bit of time. Mercier taking the punt off the bounce from the 35, takes it about 10 yards, and there's a flag.
Personal foul, clipping, receiving team.
And a clipping penalty is going to bring it even further back. Kelly Alexander called for that one, so that's going to take him back to the 30-yard line. And 1-800-BUY-A-DAD will undo that return. See what BUY-A-DAD can do. And they're going to take it short of the first down marker, but there's going to be a penalty immediately. It is a face mask.
Defense.
1-800-BUY-A-DAD, the defending CSC champions. They defeated Bully Factory Children's MMA in the conference championship game last season by a score of 34-31. It was a heck of a game. It actually was the game that pretty much doomed Bully Factory to missing out on the playoffs. And Jermaine Williamson with a 14-yard catch, taking it down to the 34. With a 14-yard catch and a first down for BUY-A-DAD. A lot of time, and Mike Terry throws it right at a defender who just was so shocked. It just kind of hit him right in the chest. I don't think he was even ready to see that ball come at him. I don't think he was ready to intercept that, which is about as surprised as anybody else. CSC had an okay season. 2 teams made the postseason there. Hootenannies, the at-large bid. They, of course, are home to the first ever champions of South Tucson Youth Football. You Need a Clown, a CSC team. So they're representing pretty well. 1-800-BUY-A-DAD looking to make a better impression in the postseason, and that's a sack. Mike Terry brought down by Barrett Brantley. He had a lot of time to throw it. No receivers came open. It is 4th and 20, and they're probably going to have to punt this again. 1-800-BUY-A-DAD. You know, they just missed the playoffs in the first season. They made it as the 2 seed, but they got upset by Big Paul's Mexicanless Car Wash in the quarterfinals, 21-17. Hootenannies represented the CSC pretty well. They made it all the way to the finals, losing to the Creamy Surprise in a hotly contested game. They were the 5 seed. And we're seeing the CSC poised to be the top conference this season. A lot of strong teams. And we're seeing Moist Adventures 3rd and 10. It's been a defensive struggle for both these teams. Kind of surprising, I think, since Moist Adventures put up 45 points in their last meeting. Let's see how these teams can break down the opposing defense. A lot of time for Spencer Gibbs to throw it, and he has to give it up. He almost got sacked again. 4th and 10. Here comes the punt unit once more.
That'll make it 4th and 10.
No score so far. Maybe it benefits these teams to slow it down just a little bit. Looking at the CSC and their non-conference performance, 2 teams went 3-0, 4 teams went 2-1. So they had a strong.
That brings up 2nd and 1.
They had a very strong performance in the non-conference schedule. They faced some tough opponents. Moist Adventures, those wins are against some tough teams. 2nd to Non, House of Guffaws, Fat and Lazy Motorized Scooters. None of those teams are under 500. 2 teams are 2-2 right now. One of them is 3-1. 100 Bayadad got wins over the Wandering Lush and Kathy's Country Cookin'. That's a big win, Kathy's Country Cookin'. They're having a slow start to the season, but that's still a big win. Their only loss to Pawn Shop of the Nazarene, and that was a 3-point loss. So pretty close, but Moist Adventures are easily the toughest opponent on the schedule right now. So far this season, precarious situation heading up the middle, 8-yard rush. 3rd and 1. And they're going to go for it out of the shotgun formation. Faking it, Mike Terry heading up the middle and getting about 13 yards on that carry. Very nice play call. Faking the handoff to situation. And they are down to the 14-yard line. 1st and 10. 1-800 Bayadad looking to open up the scoring. Terry, quick short pass. Enough for the first down to Wally Callahan. It's 1st and goal inside the 1. They're going to spot it. He got everything but the touchdown on that one. Second and goal after a huge sack. And it is backing up Bayadad to the 8-yard line. These defenses are just stifling. Terry with the pass to Williamson. He's in the end zone to open up the scoring. Touchdown, 1-800 Bayadad. And let's fix that. Every once in a while, the game kind of craps itself like that. Huge play recovering after the sack. The extra point's up and good. 48 seconds to go in the first quarter. And 1-800 Bayadad opened the scoring. And quiet this crowd at the Muni just a little bit. The Moist Adventures fans, they're not completely... they're not entirely taken out of this game just yet, but they're a little bit concerned. They're seeing their team in a bit of a defensive struggle. But these are 2 of the top teams in the CSC. That's a big play. Wide open Patrick Bradshaw, 23-yard catch. Spencer Gifts threw it like it was nothing. A lot of time for Gifts to run. He's going to run with it. And he's tackled back at the line of scrimmage, so no gain on that one.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
And at the end of the first quarter, it is 7-0. Moist Adventures will continue their drive. On the 34-yard line. Not successful on 3rd down so far. Dumped it back. Oh, if only they didn't take a huge drop back. Spencer Gifts hurrying back. Dumps it off to Marty Mason. He ends up losing 2 on it. It's 4th and 8. They might have to go for it on 4th. It's kind of in that area where it's just kind of in the middle of it. No, they're going to go ahead and punt it. Punt is going to be, wow, it is going to pin Bobbleheads all the way back inside their own 5. What a stellar punt by Moist Adventures. This crowd just got back into it. And let's see what the Moist Adventures defense can do. They're going to hand it off to precarious situation. He is assaulted, getting 6 yards.
That'll make it 2nd and 4.
And a short pass, good enough for the 1st down and a flag.
Personal foul. Face mask.
Face mask is called on Fabian Haas.
Let's go.
So that's going to bring it out to the 35-yard line, and suddenly Bobbleheads are on the drive. Moist Adventures had a great punt and could not capitalize on pinning him back.
Williamson was the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Terry finds an open man. And it's turned over. The catch is made. He turns, fumbles it. Cole just assaulted by 3 children. And it is Moist Adventures football. It is turned around just like that. A pivotal turnover. With 3:55 to go in the half. Spencer Gifts, let's see what he can do with it. Throwing on 1st down to Thad Wynn. 4 yards, gets out of bounds.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
That's a 1st down. And a flag on the play.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And this is the kind of dirty play we like to see in rivalry week. You can tell it's heated. These kids have been taught to hate these other teams. You know, you say that hatred can only be taught. Well, boy, they sure do like to teach hatred to these children, and mostly directing it at the team that they're playing in that particular week. And it's really hard to turn that off. I mean, they're going to school and they are just being broken up and trying not to not get into fights all the time. That's Patrick Bradshaw with an 8-yard catch up the middle, 3rd and 1. And we are seeing Moist Adventures, 3rd and 1, knocking on the door. Again, opting to throw it. And I think it hits the defender. Or it hits the I'm not entirely certain what just happened. I think it just hit him in the arm, and he didn't even bother to turn to try to catch it. But Marty Mason is going to run it up the middle and score a touchdown, which, pending the extra point, will tie this game up. It is up. It is good. 2:44 to go in the first half. It is tied at 7. And Moist Adventures have gotten this crowd back into this game. Precarious situation, taking that one 24 yards.
That's good for a gain of 8 yards. That makes it 2nd and 2.
Wally Callahan, 1-yard catch. He is just stuck to the minute he caught that. Good defense, keeping it at 3rd down. 3rd and 1 though. And Moist Adventures are starting to feel some momentum. They can stop them here on 3rd and 1 at the 49. They may have a chance to take the lead going into the half. These offenses have started to really get... Oh! Incomplete. I think he just had to throw it away. It's 4th and 1. And it looks like they're going for it. Is there... No, there's a punter lined up back there. No, it's a fake punt! And it does not go well. You know, I think I called it the first time when I saw it. I think it was a fake punt. So Moist Adventures basically gifted it. So here goes Spencer Gifts, off and running. 23 from scrimmage, just takes off, lowers the shoulder, and zigs and zags and takes 4 children to tackle that fat kid quarterback. So Moist Adventures with 1:36 to go and counting. Wide receiver in motion on this play. They're going to hand it off to Mason. Going to get 6 yards, and they're going to call a timeout. 1:27 to go in the half. And that's good for a first down. Darryl Hollis, 11 yards up the middle. 2nd timeout, 1st and goal. 1:23 to go. Not really sure what Moist Adventures is thinking. They're going to hand it up. They're going to hang on to it. Spencer Gifts is going to stumble for a loss of 4. Marcelo Fuqua.
That brings up 2nd and goal.
Breaking up that one. 2nd and goal. Gifts again throwing it to the sideline. Marty Mason gets 3 yards tackled out of bounds. 1:03 to go in the half. It's 3rd and goal from the 7. And you gotta feel like they are gonna have to make something happen. And Spencer Gifts taking it himself. Touchdown, Moist Adventures. Spencer Gifts, the quarterback, showing he can move for a fat kid. And just like that, the undefeated team has taken their first lead of this game with 57 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. And you got to wonder, those timeouts they used gave a lot of time to 1-800-BUY-A-DAD to potentially take it back and score a tying touchdown going into the half. I will say that was pretty hilarious, that precarious situation. Just trucked that child, who then somehow from his back made the tackle. Nicely done there. Mike Terry from the shotgun position. He's going to slide for a gain of 4, and they're going to call their first timeout. But if they want to get some sort of points, they're going to need to move a little bit further downfield, even for just a field goal, to make it less than a one. That's going to do it. Sean Cade, 20-yard catch. Brings it down to the 43. They called their second timeout down to 1. 43 seconds to go. Still a lot of time. Terry again out of the shotgun. Incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock. A lot of time for Terry to throw. It's incomplete. Had a receiver, but I think it was going out of bounds.
That brings up 3rd and 10.
And he's going to get sacked for a loss of 10, and the Moist Adventures crowd going nuts, forcing a punt. 31 seconds. They're going to get this ball back once more, and possibly in good position. That punt was shanked, and it's going to start him off at the 46-yard line. And Spencer Gift's been pretty steady, but a better completion percentage in the second quarter as the offense has really started to come alive. Took a little bit of time, a bit of a feeling out process. The defense was reading the offense pretty well. Oh, and that's a big sack. Loss of 6. And they're going to hurry back to the line. Alton Motley. What the name of that is. And Spencer Gifts from the shotgun position. Oh, diving catch to Thad Wynn for a 37-yard reception all the way down to the 26-yard line. They are setting up, and there's 9 seconds to go. They spike it. It is 2nd and 10 from the 26. What a play. Moist Adventures are showing why they have potential to remain undefeated in this game. Gifts, pass up the middle, breaks the tackle. Thad Wynn with a 20-yard catch. And they are going to set up and maybe spike this one more time. What are they doing? They did not get the playoff. Oh my goodness. All of that, and they could not get the playoff at the end of the half. Well, it's going to stay 14-7. I'm speechless. I'm shocked that happened. But Moist Adventures take a 14-7 lead with a lot of momentum going into the half. But they'll be kicking themselves for that. Time for Sponsor Spotlight, where we feature one of the lovely local sponsors here at South Tucson and thank them for their support of South Tucson Youth Football. And today it's going to be Pablo's Roadside Tacos. You know, most of the time you don't want to trust food that comes from a cart because the guys go to the bathroom. Where do they go to the bathroom? There's no bathrooms in those carts. They're standing out there all day. There's no sink. They're not washing their hands. Maybe they are, but I mean, you know, you got to guess they're not. But Pablo's Roadside Tacos is not like that because the fact that there is no sink just means there's extra flavor in your roadside tacos. In fact, they hand shred their meats for their tacos. You want pork, they got hand shredded pork. You want raccoon, it's an exotic roadkill style taco, and it is pressed with a special rubber press if you want a soft taco or a burrito. They are grilled with a special rubber grill that is made from an actual tire tread. So it has that authentic roadside skid mark, grill mark, and that's Pablo's Roadside Taco specialty. It tastes like rubber and a little bit of exhaust, and raccoon, it may not be healthy, but it's damn good. That's Pablo's Roadside Tacos. Try them and maybe you'll live. And the second half begins.
Personal foul.
With a roughing the passer call, 1-800-BUY-A-DAD. Kawika Bass. What a name.
Automatic first down.
Kawika Bass. Called for that penalty. And Mike Terry has a lot of room. It throws it to Wally Callahan for an 8-yard catch, 2nd and 2. They are moving downfield pretty nicely to tie this game up, and we have to wonder how much Moist Adventures will regret that mistake, that clock error at the end of the first half. Mike Terry's going to rush for a first down. He's going to get 6 on it, 1st and 10.
It's a gain of 6 on the play. First down.
Terry, a lot of time to throw. Short pass to Wally Callahan for 7 yards, 2nd and 3.
With the tackle at the 15-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
And Terry's going to hang on to himself and go cut right and into the end zone for 15 yards and a touchdown, tying this game up. Buy-A-Dad have come out strong on this opening drive of the second half and scored. With the extra point pending, we're going to have a tie game yet again.
The extra point attempt is good. Heron deep to return.
So Moist Adventures going to start things off from the 35. And Spencer Gifts from that shotgun position. The offensive playbook of Marshall versus the offensive playbook of Texas A&M. Texas A&M being 1-800-BUY-A-DAD, Marshall being Moist Adventures. And Marty Mason going to take 2 up the middle. 2nd and 8. And play kind of broke down. Patrick Bradshaw back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. Got 43 yards. Been targeted a couple times. 4 catches. And Gifts again. Oh! Hammered. Loses the football. And it's going to be 4th and 12 as they recover. Absolutely hammered. And that offensive line completely broke down. And 1-800-BUY-A-DAD coming out strong to start this second half, forcing a punt. That punt's going to be taken all the way back at the 20. You're going to be lucky to see if that takes it all the way to the 50. No, it's going to be touchdown short. The 48-yard line. And 1-800-BUY-A-DAD will take over in the Moist Adventures side of the field. Mike Terry going to run for the first down on the first play. He's not down yet. And you give him 12 yards forward progression as he is hurtled backwards.
First down.
Terry again. A lot of time to throw. 4-yard catch to Alexander Bailey. Out of bounds, 2nd and 6.
Makes it 2nd and 6.
And Terry from the shotgun, short pass. But we're going to see a flag on the play.
Personal foul. Face mask.
A face mask on Babatunde Cooper of Moist Adventures. Not doing his team any favors. 1-800-BUY-A-DAD have just been placed into the red zone on that penalty. down to the 14-yard line, and they don't need any favors at this point. They're doing pretty well themselves, like precarious situation. Who's going to run it in for a touchdown? 14 yards. And a rushing touchdown. Will give 1-800-BUY-A-DAD the lead.
Number 29 back to return.
So Moist Adventures find themselves coming from behind yet again. Lazarus on the return. As there's 1:43 to go in the third quarter. Plenty of time left. But Moist Adventures got to establish some sort of steady offense. What they've been doing has not been working well enough. They're relying too much on the big play. And that's going to be a solid pass to Thad Wynn for 7 yards.
That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Patrick Bradshaw with a 6-yard catch and the first down.
That makes it 1st and 10.
Some Moist Adventures opting for these short passes. J.D. Holden just clotheslined. Hope it was worth the 3 yards you got there, kid. Oh, he was just hammered. The fact that he is up and walking is amazing. I'd have sworn that kid had been knocked unconscious. But that is football, and that is how it works here in South Tucson. That's a first down catch by Bradshaw yet again. Look at that stat line, 67 yards, 6 catches. Strong stat line for Spencer Gifts as well, 16 for 21. Completion percentage. Most of those incomplete passes were in the first quarter. So when he's thrown it, it's been beneficial to this team. It's just his offensive line has got to give him a little more support for these defenders. A lot of time to throw. He's going to air it out. Oh, diving catch incomplete, but there's a flag. I have a feeling it's going to be roughing the passer. Yes, it will be. So a first down. Pedro Farris is going to gift Moist Adventures 15 yards. And bring it up to the 19-yard line in the red zone. Moist Adventures trying to protect their undefeated record.
On the tackle. No gain. That makes it 2nd and 10.
So far, we have not seen a team make it to 4-0 thus far. That's a nice way of saying that I haven't played out all the other games that you're not seeing on stream.
Loss of 1 yard.
That's Bobby Dumpkins
That makes it 3rd and 11.
with a tackle for Bayadab. Currently, Twin Towers Construction, Ted's Baby Clothes Emporium, and Moist Adventures are the only teams sitting at 3-0. Not a single team has made it to 4-0. Twin Towers have a game against Taxes Roadhouse, who surprisingly are starting the season 0-3. Not sure what has happened to that team, but that is not an easy game despite their record. That's a big catch and a flag on the play.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
So Moist Adventures coming up huge. Kevin Sampson committing what's ultimately a 2-yard penalty. Kind of a freebie to get face mask that child. And Twin Towers face Texas Roadhouse. Ted's Baby Clothes Emporium start off against Mitch's Toys and Guns, a 2-1 team. Nice pitch play to Spencer Gifts. Oh, but Marty Mason runs backwards and is tackled for a loss of 4. 2nd and goal. The Moist Adventures going backwards on that play. 5-yard line. Spencer Gifts had the right idea, but Marty Mason, I don't think was ready for it. Wasn't ready to just kind of lower his shoulder and take whatever hit and whatever he could do. But Spencer Gibbs is going to fake the handoff and take it himself for a second touchdown rushing for that fat kid quarterback, tying this game up. Extra point is good. Moist Adventures have tied this one right up, 21 apiece. So 4:26 to go in this game. This is going to be very, very interesting. Right here, Bayadad, incomplete. 4:23, and see what the Moist Adventures defense can do. This would be one big turnaround. They've been in a dogfight. Precarious situation, staying on his feet. No, unable to. 4 yards. 3rd and 6. And Moist Adventures could force the Bayadad defense back on the field in a quick time. It's going to be a negative 3-yard catch. A loss of 3 on what was effectively the screen pass. Big drop back from Mike Terry. 4th and 9. Here comes the punt unit. So, Moist Adventures, the home team, will get the football back. We'll see what kind of field position. And it's going to clear the 50 and be downed at the 47. So, 53 yards from the end zone. 3:42 to go in this game. And this would be a great time to take the lead yet again. Heck of a pass and incomplete. A rarity to see an incomplete pass by Spencer Gifts, but it's 2nd and 10. 17 for 24, the stat line of Spencer Gifts out of the shotgun. Yet again, good quick pass to Marty Mason for 7 yards, 3rd and 3. Lining up again from that shotgun. Handing it off to Mason. Enough for the first down. He's going to cut and take it all the way down into the 25. 20-yard gain for Marty Mason. Not an amazing stat line, but he's got the touchdown. He's got 29 yards rushing. And he's been a pivotal piece of this offense. Spencer Gifts again out of the shotgun. No one back there with him. Wide open to J.D. Holden for an 8-yard catch. 2nd and 2. Moist Adventures just chugging along. 2:53 to go left in this game. Plenty of time. And that's a rocket up the middle of the field. Patrick Bradshaw with the catch for 7 yards and a first down. Clock continues to run. 2:42 to go in this game. Can Moist Adventures take the lead? Marty Mason with an 11-yard rush and a touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And Moist Adventures have taken the lead once more, 27-21. And here comes the extra point. Second and 11. Bayadad from their own 40, handing it off to precarious situation. He's got an open field. Big tackle, stopping him right before the first down marker. It's 3rd and 1. Situation, 48 yards and a touchdown. He's had to earn every single one of those yards on that stat line. 3rd and 1. This is a big conversion right now. Mike Terry's got a wide open route to run. 10 yards, first down for Bayadad. 1:44 and ticking. 1:40 to go. They're on the 41-yard line. Moist Adventures. Looks like they're almost spreading out the field like a prevent defense. There's an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, stopping the clock. 1:31 to go.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
And another incomplete pass, making it 3rd and 10.
The intended receiver on the play. That brings up 3rd and 10.
That's dumped off short to precarious situation, who is
Gain of 2 on the play.
just swarmed upon for a 2-yard gain. It is 4th and 8, and Bayadad have to go for it. Clock continues to tick. 1:13 to go. This is effectively the game. Mike Terry from the shotgun. A lot of time to throw. He's going to air it out. And it is batted down by Lazarus for a turnover. That is amazing defense. Look at that right there. Nuggets Malone reaching up for it. Did not even see Lazarus behind him. Just snapping it out of the air. And Moist Adventures. Well, I guess the only good thing to say about this is that 1-800-BYDAD have all 3 timeouts. So Moist Adventures need to get a first down. And Marty Mason is going to get tackled for a loss of 3. And they'll call their first timeout from their own 36. Handing it off yet again. Mason gets 8 yards and making it 3rd and 5. Second timeout for Bayadad. So let's see what Spencer Gifts can do. Handing it off yet again. Mason, enough for the first down. Effectively icing this game. Moist Adventures will be the first team this season to go 4-0, and they will kneel it out, and you can hear them excited in the Muni. They will hang on to the Mismatched set of NBA bobbleheads featuring players from at least 11 different teams and spanning 12 seasons. With a second win in a row over 1-800-BYDAD, 1-800-BYDAD will drop to 2-2 and face Mitch's Toys and Guns in Week 5. Moist Adventures Indoor Water Park will go to 4-0, of course. And they will have to go away to Shifty Lou's Arcade, who are only 1-2 so far this season, have yet to play their Week 4 game in Week 5. But they are no doubt going to be excited. The first team to go 4-0 in South Tucson is Moist Adventures with a huge win over 1-800-BYDAD. The CSC did not fail to excite and entertain here on Monday night. That's it for us. My name is Brian. This has been South Tucson Youth Football. Week 4 is in the books. Be sure to check the wiki page, IRMstream.wikia.com, for the scores when the season concludes. That's it for us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. Until next time, so long from South Tucson.